welcome to Wine Library TV. I'm your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is Wine Library TV. I'm in a great mood. I had an absolutely super spectacular, phenomenal time in Chicago. Now, the Chicago Cats tried to get me to wear this hat, but you knew that wasn't going to happen. But I flipped the switch and had them all sign it, and besides all the beautiful Jets memorabilia I have, this signed Bears hat will be one of my prized possessions of my life because this was one of the great nights. I had a wonderful time. I cannot wait for San Francisco. I cannot wait for my tour in 2008. That's right, I said it. Tour in 2008. Which, guess that means I'll be committed to doing Wine Library TV through 2008. But maybe it'll be my retirement tour. Anyway, one of the spots that I know I'll be stopping in 2008 is, like, for say, Tampa Bay. So, great time. I won't wear it, but I will put it in a place somewhere. And I'll bring it out for our game against you guys in 3 years. Phenomenal time. Extraordinary. Great job. Want to give a big shout out to Francis for his raffle idea. Huge little thing. We're going to throw a link up here right now. You are not going to believe what you see. Jeroboam and Large Format, Fever, and Tim F. and all the other people that helped organize it from the get-go, and then obviously all the different people that I met. Had a nice late night crew Chicago. Huge shout out. Been 36 or 61. We went to some wine place, and then we went to a piano lounge. It was just a good time. Old school 80s songs. Journey was blasting. It was pretty good. Listening to a lot of Aaron Neville and Linda Ronstadt these days. I don't know much, but what I do know is this show is about tasting wine, and that's what I'm going to do today for you, because that's what I like to do. And we're going to taste 4 different wines, just mixing it up, kind of like getting back into the swing of things. And let's start with something that I think a lot of people have never had. This is the Castle Royce 2005 Chiarello. Now, Chiarello is also known as Panza Blanca, which is a grape that's used to make cava normally in Spain. And this is from the Catalonia region only. $14 US. And this scored 91 points, J. Miller, which is really quite a great score for a $14 wine. And I got such a great feedback from the Italian White episode that I thought it would be a lot of fun to try some other whites as we approach the steamy, beautiful weather season. And this is one that I've got a lot of respect for this concept. I think there's a lot of neat wines being made in this way. And Chiarello, starting with an X. Now throw up the Xavier McDaniel X Factor. Throwing it up, the Chiarello has the X Factor. And let's see if it's bringing the X Factor with the wine. It's got a great golden color, which I approve of. 12% alcohol content, so very light. Nice little honey on the nose. Little chestnut. I'm getting a little fig action. And who doesn't like a little side fig action? Let's give it a whirl. Skittles lipstick. Got that dropped off the other day. It was very nice. A great spiciness that's brought to the forefront of this wine. Almost a little bit like a hint of fresh garlic starting off on the palate, which is quite nice. Great lemon peel. I'm getting a little hint of banana skin, which is quite interesting and intriguing. Not like the Pinotage banana, but just a little banana skin. Zesty lemon is really the obvious anchor here on this wine. This has got a lot of thunder on the mid-palate, which I really approve of. I'm a big fan of mid-palate, but this is not a New World wine. This is Old World in its attack. It's very spritzy. It does taste a little bit like a sparkling white wine in a way. I think champagne fans would like this without the bubbles, but you don't always need a foam party to have a good party. And this is a phenomenal, exceptional, and radical party in your mouth. Now, what I'm really excited about is the overall completion of this wine. It's got a very solid togetherness. It's very focused for a white wine. 14 bones, I think, is right on par. I think Miller went up maybe a point too high, but I'm also going to score this wine 90 points, just a point lower, because I really believe that this is a 90-point wine. I really enjoy it. There's a lot going on. It's very, very exciting. It's well made. Kudos. That's a great job by Castle Roche, who makes some sparkling wines as well. Great effort. Let's move on. This is a really interesting wine. This is called Black Barts Bride, 2005. It comes from Stagecoach Vineyard, which is amazing. Only 437 cases are made of this. And this is a blend of Marsanne, Viognier, and Chardonnay. And it's Black Barts Bride because there's a Syrah called Black Barts. Real clever marketing by these guys, and I've got to give them a lot of credit because it's a really clever concept. I know a lot of people have been gifting this for weddings. It's wedding season. Pretty neat. 91 points Wine Spectator, 41 bones, and this bottle has such huge punt. I mean, honestly, when you're done drinking this wine, you put it under your bed if you live in the ghetto, and you knock people out with this if they try to rob something from you, because you can absolutely hurt somebody with this bottle of wine. It is heavy. I mean, heavy. Let's give it a whirl. Again, great golden color, but what white wine doesn't have great golden color? Let's give it a whirl. Yeah, this is pretty awesome on the nose. I mean, Marsanne and Viognier just really bring it. They're always so aromatic. They're so beautiful on the nose. I'm getting almost like a truffle oil mixed with regular olive oil on the nose, which is really intriguing. Once again, lemongrass more so on this. I'm getting some peaches. I'm also getting dried apricots funneling through on the finish of the nose. It's extremely aromatic, and if you're seduced by the sense of smell, I highly recommend you seek this out. This is $41 US, so you're paying a lot of money. You're probably paying about 40 of it for the bottle. But that being said, this might be worth $1 of the juice. Let's give it a whirl. My God. Wow. You might remember we had Richard Betts on not too long ago, and we did like a white Rhone wine from him. This has a good amount of heat on it. This is a young wine. This is 14.2% alcohol. It's a monster. It is absolutely loaded, though. Very lush. I mean, completely silky. You've got a waterfall of flavors. Apple core coming through. I'm getting beautiful cinnamon toast crunch aspects on the mid palate. Great finish of almost like an oily, I love this analogy of like truffle, little truffle, and God, it's so viscous. Like a pear puree reduced even further with a little hint of like truffle oil and a little spark of gasoline on the finish. There's a hint of that petrol that is very good. I mean, this is massive wine. Huge. This reminds me of most $100 Hermitage wines I've had. This is exceptional. I think Wine Spectator missed the boat going 91 points. I'm going to go 93 plus on this effort. I think this is an extraordinary effort. I'm completely blown away. I love the marketing. The bottle is huge, and the wine itself is spectacular. If you are a serious white wine drinker and you want to go somewhere else, explore a little. Try something new, a little new spice of life, and you're sick of maybe Chardonnay and white Burgundy, and you want to splurge on something special, I highly recommend this. The only thing that upsets me is that there's only 437 cases made of this little beauty, and you know what? Black Bart's wife, I'm just so clever. I mean, I would take this wine to the altar anytime. 93 plus. Great effort. Let me just sip a little more. Screw this. I'm going to sip a little bit of this because this is killing while I tell you a couple other things that I wanted to talk about. Tell you a couple things I learned in Chicago. Number one, I'm much more down to earth and humble than most people thought. That was nice to learn. I also learned that I adore people. It was so much fun. I loved being there, all different kinds. We had 21 years old. I almost got in trouble. There was like really young people, 21, 23-year-olds. and we had 70-year-olds watching everybody interact. I also learned that I'm much better looking in person. Men and women told me that at the event. That was intriguing. I also learned that you know, where there's a passion for life, there's always opportunity, you know, to meet new friends. And it was just amazing how much wine brings people together. Is always humbling to me. Is that Lizzie again? There's buttons on the side to turn it off. I gotta start turning off my phone. And finally, I learned that I am much, much, much better looking in person. And I'm not sure. I only mentioned it twice. I was gonna go 3 times. I'm not sure how to take that. I'm a little worried that I come off a little ugh on the camera here. So I'm a little worried about that. Huge, huge, huge event. It was phenomenal. I cannot wait for San Fran. This is stupid. And to all you outside of people of my network, stupid means phenomenal. All right, let's move on. This is a good day. We're doing well. Dimartino Single Vineyard Syrah from Chile, 2003 vintage, 20 bones, 90 wine and spirits. Little high-end Syrah from Chile I thought could be really interesting. I like what's going on in South America. I'm a little bit more excited about what's going on in Argentina than Chile. But this wine's been flying. Somebody emailed me and told me to try it. So, Jack, here we go. Really dark. Nice color. This smells like Raid, which is bad, mixed with spoiled fruit and stink bomb. This smells a little bit like the stink bomb. Remember the vial? It was a little glass and you could break it and you'd always think that was so cool and the whole school would be ruined, and if you got caught you got like 48 weeks of detention. So ridiculous. But that being said, I'm getting a little stink bomb on this nose. Very, very obvious Raid. I mean, very obvious Raid. Like, this is really quite disturbing. It's got a very insect, buggy aspect to it. I'm not that excited about it. On the nose, let's give it a whirl. Some of my favorite wines of all time have smelled terribly on the nose. As many of you know, I'm a huge fan of, I'm actually a sizable fan of Wine and Spirits, which is an under-the-radar little magazine that I think does a good job. However, I legitimately think that Bigfoot punched Wine and Spirits in the head when they reviewed this wine. Whoever scored this has completely lost their mind. This is an absolutely atrocious effort. It's completely disjointed. It's got 2 things going on. Fake fruit, which pisses me off, and Raid and insect repellent. And almost like if it's sprayed in your eye. That's how irritated I am by this effort. This is really shockingly bad. It's not corked for everybody that's going to go that angle and try another bottle. I will. Trust me, I will. But this is fine. And the fact that it's finely made, it's, if that's how you want to look at it, it's not flawed. The wine itself is absolutely a clunker. And I'm kind of angry, if you can kind of tell, because I thought we were going to have a big day. I guess there's like one nice blueberry in there somewhere. I'm going to score this wine 69 points, which is 21 points away from Wine and Spirits. I cannot disagree with them more, and if you paid $20 for this retail, honestly, I think you would cry so much that you would never be able to fully emotionally recover. Let's move on. This should be a lot of fun. Let's give a good little rinse here. I'm angry. I'm upset. I mean, the wine's terrible. I mean, and then I'm angry at Wine and Spirits, who I have a lot of respect for, you know? I mean, okay. After I've spilled everything all over myself, this is the Romland Brut. And this is a very intriguing little sparkler from Germany. This is actually sparkling Pinot Blanc, and it's $28 US. So it's not inexpensive, but it's something very different, and today was different. And so far, difference worked out with the Rhone blend from California. And it worked out very well with the Chiarello, which is a really interesting grape in Spain from Catalonia. It did not work out well with the Syrah from Chile, but I'm very, very curious about this. This is a Weissenberg, and this is really, really, really interesting. It's a Brut Pinot Blanc from Germany, $28 US. That is awesome. This smells exactly like Swiss cheese. I mean, exactly. Wow. This smells exactly like Swiss cheese, and I almost don't want to put any other thing with it. This is just Swiss cheese. You know what? And a little bit of, what is that, polio or what, like that? You remember the little like tube of cheese, and then you could like peel it off, Pelio or something. I don't know. If you remember that cheese, I would eat like 13 of them as snacks. Polio? Polio. So this smells exactly like Swiss cheese with a little hint of polio action on the final residual part of the nose. But man, it is like a dead ringer. Let's give it a whirl. Nice structure. Pleasant, no doubt. Little hazelnut, getting a little almond shell as well. Little roasted chestnuts, very nutty on this wine. Not bad, great structure. I like what it's done to my mouthfeel. However, I'm gonna have to give this wine a pass because this is 28 bones, and it's definitely not worth it in comparison to a lot of sparkling wines I've had in this price point. It's a nice bottle, but it's a little one-dimensional. Now, those dimensions are nuts, but are not enough or interesting enough. I'm getting a little apple on a little Granny Smith here on the finishes. I'm kind of interesting, but still not enough to get me crazy about this wine. I'm going to score this wine 88 points because I like it. It's extremely solid, but obviously for 28 bones, we're going to give it a pass. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend the two whites we did today. The Chiarello is a really great experience. If you've never had it, you should seek it out. And honestly, if you want something special and you want to mix it up, and if you love fish as much as I do, you want something to mix it up and just have, this is, I'm babbling because this is incredible. Honestly, I would pay $85 for this wine. So pretty cool. We didn't do so bad. Great time in Chicago. WLTV, huh? I got a great question for you, and I'd like everybody to answer if you can. It would mean a whole lot. Besides marrying your sibling, have you ever done anything that felt so right, just hit you in the heart, and you just knew it was so right? No family stuff, no kids, no marrying your wonderful other half, because obviously I knew from the first second I met Lizzie that she was the one. And obviously I knew as soon as I started working with my dad it would be right. But those are not the things I'm talking about. Something different, outside the box. Maybe like sitting in front of a camera and talking to thousands of people about wine. What have you done in your life that you just knew? You know why I'm asking you this? Because you, a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, aren't we? This wine's terrible.